Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking an absolutely fascinating feat of evolution. We're going to look at how certain animals take completely indigestible grass and turn it into vital nutrients. It's this incredible intersection of ecology and biology, and honestly, it's basically magic. Let's dive right in.
So, have you ever actually wondered how herbivores thrive on tough, fibrous plant materials that our human digestive enzymes can't even make a dent in? I mean, think about it. If you or I tried to survive on a diet of lawn clippings and shrub leaves, we wouldn't last very long at all, right? Yet, vast populations of animals all across the globe rely entirely on this roughage for their energy, their growth, and their very survival. How in the world is that possible?
Well, the core problem here is cellulose. It's this incredibly complex carbohydrate that forms the structural backbone of plant cell walls. And let me tell you, it is extraordinarily difficult to break down. Ordinary digestive enzymes, like the ones floating around in our own stomachs, they simply cannot do the job. So to extract any usable energy from it, it requires a highly specialized evolutionary workaround. And that is exactly what we are going to unpack today.
To really understand this, we're going to cover 5 key areas. First, we'll meet the ruminants. Second, we'll explore the 4-chambered bioreactor. Third, we'll trace the journey of a bite. Fourth, we'll look at microbes and nutrient magic. And finally, we'll ask, what about pseudoruminants?
All right, part 1, meet the ruminants. So, ruminants are found absolutely everywhere, from wild ecosystems to domesticated agricultural settings. You've got cattle, which are the most economically important globally, bred for milk, meat, and draft power. And then on the flip side, you have goats. Goats are incredibly hardy and adaptable. They absolutely thrive in arid and semi-arid regions where other livestock might really struggle. In places like Kenya and right across East Africa, these animals form the absolute backbone of livestock farming and rural livelihoods. They are pretty much the ultimate survivalists of the animal kingdom.
Moving on to part 2, the 4-chambered bioreactor.
Unlike our simple, single-chambered stomach, true ruminants possess a highly coordinated pipeline of 4 distinct chambers. You can literally think of them as specialized processing plants. First up is the rumen, which is just this massive fermentation chamber. Next is the reticulum. That acts as a filter for large particles and actually triggers the formation of cud. Then we have the omasum, acting as a nutrient concentrator by absorbing excess water and minerals. And finally, we reach the abomasum. This is the true stomach, where acidic enzymatic digestion happens, actually very much like in our own stomachs. Every single chamber plays a deeply connected, crucial role.
Part 3, the journey of a bite. So, this entire anatomy powers an amazing 2-stage eating strategy called rumination. It goes like this. Step 1, a quick swallow. The animal rapidly ingests grass with minimal chewing so they can graze efficiently and get back to safety. Step 2, rumen storage. This is where microbial fermentation starts softening the food. Then step 3, regurgitation. That softened food, which we now call cud, is brought back up into the mouth for a second really thorough round of chewing. And finally, step 4, the re-swallow. The finely chewed cud goes right back down, eventually passing into the omasum and abomasum for complete digestion. It essentially cycles back to absolutely maximize the breakdown of those tough plant fibers.
Now for part 4, microbes and nutrient magic.
You see, the rumen isn't just some passive storage tank. It's a living, dynamic fermentation vat. We're talking teeming with billions of bacteria, protozoa, and fungi. These microbes actually produce the specific enzymes needed to break down that unbeatable foe we mentioned earlier, cellulose. They convert the cellulose into volatile fatty acids, or VFAs for short, which then become the primary energy currency for the animal. Honestly, without these microscopic partners, the entire system would just completely fail.
But this biological bioreactor needs highly specific conditions to keep all those microbes happy. The rumen regulates an incredibly precise environment. It maintains a constant balmy temperature of 38 to 41 degrees Celsius. It keeps an extremely high moisture content to suspend feed particles, and its thick, powerful muscular walls are rhythmically churning and mixing the food with the microbes constantly. Plus, the inner lining is actually covered in finger-like projections called papillae to rapidly absorb all that energy. It's a literal masterclass in biological engineering.
And okay, here is the ultimate biological plot twist. Once the microbes finish fermenting the food in the rumen, they are eventually flushed down the digestive pipeline into the highly acidic abomasum. And there, the microbes are digested. Yep, they yield a rich supply of high-quality amino acids. That's right. The very microbes that help digest the feed are themselves digested to become the animal's primary source of high-quality protein. It is an incredibly efficient, perfectly self-sustaining biological loop.
How cool is that? Because of this intense, multi-stage microbial processing, the meat and dairy produced by ruminants for human consumption end up being extraordinarily nutrient-dense. This isn't just simple plant energy, it's completely transformed nutrition. It provides us with stable metabolic energy with high satiety, meaning no sharp blood sugar spikes and crashes. It offers highly bioavailable minerals like iron and zinc, which are far superior to what you can absorb from plants directly. And it's packed with unique bioactive fats, including conjugated linoleic acid, or CLA.
And finally, part 5. What about pseudoruminants?
So we know true ruminants, like cows, sheep, and goats, have those 4 stomach compartments. But then we have pseudoruminants. These are animals like camels, llamas, and alpacas. They also utilize microbial fermentation, but they do it operating with only a 3-compartment stomach. They lack the distinct, separate features of the true ruminant, but somehow they still manage to survive in some of the most unforgiving environments on the planet.
Which leaves us with a really provocative thought to explore next time. How does missing that 4th chamber alter a camel or a llama's microbial efficiency? How do these structural and microbial differences actually shape their survival in the harshest deserts and highest mountains on Earth compared to our common cattle? Keep that question in mind the next time you see a grazing animal. And remember the invisible, billion-strong microbial army working inside them. Thanks for tuning into this explainer. We'll catch you next time.